Derrick Lewis finds himself on a losing skid for the first time in his career after suffering a second-round TKO loss to former champion Junior Dos Santos in the UFC on ESPN Plus4 headliner in Wichita, Kansas. For Lewis, a disappointing performance coming off his title fight loss to Daniel Cormier at UFC 230 in November. He was largely outworked by Dos Santos in this fight. Definitely had some exchanges and some moments in which he could have capitalized and gone ahead in the fight, but ultimately Dos Santos was too precise on this night, hurt Lewis with a big body kick, and then finish it in the second round with punches. And I think for Lewis, he needs to go back to the drawing board and take an extended layoff after this. He has not only been the most active heavyweight on the UFC roster over the past several years, he has been one of the most active fighters on the entire UFC roster. He has a very difficult time turning fights down, and I think the UFC has become privy of that and somewhat taken advantage. Obviously, Lewis has a name, he has the following that can make him available for these types of main events, but at what point is the rate of activity for him hurting his ability to grow as a martial artist? There's still lots of very interesting matchups out there for Lewis. He can pretty much gun it out there with any heavyweight, and they'll be an entertaining fight for however long it lasts. And I think one that stands out as a hugely fun fight that would be very entertaining is against Tai Tuivasa, the Australian heavyweight who is very entertaining himself. He just lost to Dos Santos back in December in Australia, and he is looking to rebound. I think a fight with Lewis would be very interesting. He is much younger. He's one of the new faces in the heavyweight division over the past few years, but he has proven himself to be a big-time knockout artist, and him and Lewis going toe-to-toe would be an absolute slugfest and probably end in another highlight reel finish. Lewis should take that fight if it's made available, but not anytime soon, coming off this loss to Dos Santos in the UFC on ESPN Plus4 headliner.